Ayo, I'm X69. I mean tits.
Hey, and I'm over 300 pounds. No, I'm Areolas.
Hello.
Hey, that's it.
Uh,
This kid's got claws. What
you
are we
got the
doing there?
claws. Alright, this is my second time. Actually, this is my third time reviewing Logan in 2 weeks. I've got the Logan review on my channel, and then me as Rogue Salad, alternate universe me on Hack the Movies channel. And so there's that. And now I'm X69 and I've got claws. So what's your first exposure to Logan?
I was gonna say, watch your eye, don't poke your eye out. I think I saw it when it came out, back in I think it said 2017, and it was pretty good the first time I saw it. It was different. It was rated R. It was cool. How about
It
you?
was different and rated R and it was cool. Well, I watched it this summer. When did it come out? Like 2017? When was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I watched it separate from the hype. And after I've watched all the X-Men movies coming up to it, I like Logan. I didn't know the ending was going to happen. I don't want to talk about it until we get there.
Okay.
It's just I have certain feelings about this movie. And I just kind of want to know what you think about it.
All right, so let's get right into the raw. No, that's I feel like that's the noise he makes in Marvel versus Capcom when he fights.
What was the sound?
I don't know. It goes like raw, but I'm not sure what
Res,
he's
res,
saying.
res,
I'm
res, 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 I don't know.
I'm not sure
Anyway,
what he's saying. Yeah, but this
you're
movie.
following old man Logan. He's an old man and he's Logan, and this is 2029. Immediately, I have a problem with this. It's too soon. Way too soon. It's currently 2024. You're telling me that Wolverine is going to get really old really quickly in 2029? I know he's an old guy, but like it just feels like it should not be that quick.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not
It should have
soon.
maybe gone to the another century, perhaps.
I stole that take from Wolf Riley.
He's a cool cat. FreeRiley.fun, right?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Also, I think that it's cool that we have Xavier's in the mix. He's just in a wheelchair. He's looking over his plants. They're cool plants.
He's kind of
Whenever
losing his mind.
whenever he has a seizure, what is he doing?
He like
How would you describe that?
he seizes everyone else up too. When he has a seizure, he gives everyone else like seizures because they can't move, so they're just like
But
stuck in place.
does the seizure last until you inject him with something, or does the seizure ever end? When does it end?
I don't think it would ever end unless he were to like die from just continuously seizing. I don't.
You can just do that. I don't know how this works. I
Yeah,
thought you once you seize, you're just forever seized up.
it seems like it because I know whenever we'll get into it, but like they talk about how he did it at an event prior and it like hurt over 600 people and killed a few mutants
Yeah,
because of how long it took.
yeah. They're in hiding now too.
Hmm.
It's like a year. It's been a year since that incident, and also it's interesting. It's been 25 years since a natural born mutant has emerged, just
Hmm.
naturally, because of was it genetically modifying the food, or is that what that was?
Is that what happened? Huh, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
they genetically modified the food in order to just make sure there's no mutations.
That
because the government would have to deal with mutant powers, and that's a bitch to deal with. If you're a government, they could just overthrow you.
mhm.
That's problematic. So I can see that happening in the world. It's just, it feels like the timeline is a little condensed.
Yeah, I hear you. I think they were trying to do that to keep Xavier alive because he was already old when I don't know much about the other X-Men movies because I haven't seen them recently, but he was already pretty old. And in this
I
movie,
mean,
he's supposed to
how
be
old
like
was the actor?
in this movie he's supposed to be 97 years old.
How old is the actor though in this one? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know, probably like 70,
Patrick Stewart? Patrick
maybe
Stewart?
probably like 70.
Okay. I don't know, just like label it. Oh, this he can go. He can. His brain can live since he's got such an amazing brain. He can live up to 150 years old. Just you can write his age different. It just explain that he looks younger
Hmm.
because he's mutant or something. I don't add more makeup to his face. I don't like. I really don't like the condensed timeline.
I hear
I
you.
really don't like it.
They should just have not been. I don't know. They should have just left it vague then, right? I mean, if that's
Yeah,
the case, yeah, that would have been probably would have been the better solution of leaving it vague.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
think
true.
so.
Just don't explicitly say the year, because then
And
okay.
mhm,
Also, if you're watching this in 2029 or you're like whatever 2050, you're watching this is like a historical document or something. Uh, you know, and be like, oh, that was in the past. They're now dead.
I feel
I feel like I
uh,
want more future. I want something to look forward to.
I feel like we argue, and I don't mean to like bring real life into it, but it is getting like that with genetic modified food and genetically modifying people and robotic arms and stuff like that. So I guess in a real world timeline, that stuff is actually happening. But I see what your gripe is about the mutants and it happening that soon for at least
Yeah,
Wolverine and Professor X.
yeah, that's true. What's also interesting is there's this chick, like there's this a mother and her a daughter, as Logan finds out later on, who comes up to him and is like, "Hey, please take me to this place, Eden. It's on the border of Canada and America. It's
Uh,
in North Dakota." And I'm like, okay, North Dakota is cool. I've only really been there once, actually. I would
is
like
it
to go to
nice?
North Dakota. I went when it was snowing.
That's nice.
I didn't really see much. I was on a train the entire time. But
Trains seem cool too. I've never ridden a train.
they're pretty cool. What's interesting? There is a train too.
Oh yeah, there is a part in this movie with the
Yeah,
with the
there's a
train,
train.
real
There's a
quick.
train. Okay,
But
but
so I'm sorry. So Logan is meeting with this Mexican woman. She wants
yeah,
to pay him money to take him to or to take them to North Dakota, right?
yeah.
And he's like, I guess I'll do it for the sake of the money so me and Professor X can, get the fuck out of here wherever they're
He
going.
needs 50 grand, and this lady is promising 50 grand. It's very convenient.
Very.
Alright, I guess I'll do this, you know. But along the journey, what he learns is priceless.
Yeah, it's not worth 50 grand when he does learn.
Anyway, so there's this child, and she's just does she talk to the did you know this if she talked to the mother much?
I don't think she talked at all. And the mother, I don't know why they brought like the Spanish language into this. I guess because they are in Mexico, right, or they're on the border. But that kind of
Yeah.
is that's my gripe. I don't think we needed to speak Spanish in this movie because it really aims it at people who speak Spanish. And not that I'm Mexican, so I should be happier with the representation. But I think it sort of like labels this in sort of a weird demographic of, oh, this is to appeal to Mexicans because they're speaking Spanish.
How much Spanish do you know?
I know like Dora the Explorer, uh, kindergarten language amount of
Okay.
Spanish. Yeah.
Because if you knew more, I would have asked you if the subtitles are correct.
Uh huh. No, I don't know. I have no idea. But so Logan's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll take you and your daughter. And then she's like, she's not really my daughter. She's part of a program. She's like you, Logan, a mutant or whatever. And then when he comes to pick her up, the woman's dead.
It's crazy, right? And you know what he does? I some a fun detail that I noticed is that when he extends his claws, and this is throughout the movie, so it's totally a daily thing. His One of his claws gets stuck, and he has to pull it out.
I had
And
no
there's
idea.
like dialogue mention that like apparently it's like there's pus in it. I'm like, ugh, that's gross.
I might have heard
Catch
that,
that?
but yeah, it's the metal is like poisoning him in his body.
Yeah. And a heal factor it was what makes it so he could live, but his healing factor is getting worse as he ages. And it
Hmm.
makes me sad that he is not, in fact, immortal. I'm like the healing factor can just turn off. That's sad. I wish it could just go on forever, or at least longer.
It's weird though. It's because well, I don't remember seeing like all. I remember seeing a lot of the X-Men and the Wolverine, other Wolverine movies, and that's like his one like go-to thing is like, oh, don't worry, I'll fucking heal. And
Yeah,
in this one
exactly.
especially, he's like, fuck, I'm not healing. This sucks. This sucks ass, or it's taking
Yeah, this is
longer.
what it's like to be human. And you'd think he'd interact nicer to people, but he kind of is just kind of the same to people. Just you know how in previous you've seen the other X-Men movies. Like in previous movies he's like aggressive to just
Hmm.
people. He's also like that.
Yeah, real
But
dick.
yeah, but he's also now effectively as human as they are too. But you know, it's
Ironic.
so there's these like guys coming to steal this girl, right? And he's like, I like the initial denial that he has. He's like, I don't want to do this. Uh, man, I stumbled into this hotel room to talk to this lady, and she's dead. And now there's the daughter, and she is at my base, and I don't really want to deal with her. Uh, I was promised 50 grand, but she can only give me 20 grand. And she's like, "Oh, I lied about it in like a videotape or something she made." Um and then what's interesting is these people come to this like little warehouse. I don't is It's bigger than a warehouse. It's multiple warehouses. What would you call it?
Almost like a factory, because it's like multiple warehouses, like a factory.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
factory. They're just in a factory place and like these guys pull up and
they
big
do pull
big
up.
trucks, big black Ford F-150 trucks. Huge. And what's interesting is she's just sitting in this little area eating cereal.
Hmm.
Guys pull up, come up with guns. We got Logan on the floor, Xavier's on the Xavier's in the car, and she's just there eating. These guys pull up. They're like walking through. They got their guns pulled out,
Mm-hmm.
and then it cuts away, and you can just hear the screaming. And I really liked this because it doesn't show the violence. I don't think in this part of the movie it wasn't violent yet, but this is the scene where it starts to get really violent comparatively to the previous movies. In terms of like violent movies, this is actually not very violent.
It's very horror, old horror, because you don't see what's going on. It's like, at least this part, it's
Yeah.
like off screen screaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I liked that. And then she comes out and she's got just blood on her hands. The guy, he's got these handcuffs to make it so she can't use her powers. Um and then he's like, "Come here, we can reason, it's okay." And then she's slowly claws come out. And then as she gets closer to them, they just start to freak out. And then she just starts like and they're like, "Oh no! Oh, we have to dodge this!" And I was like, "This is a very human moment." I just really liked how that scene was filmed. Um, the action in this movie is filmed very well.
Yeah, especially her being so almost acrobatic, and then when Logan does like fight, he fights very like an old brute man, you know? He's just like,
Yeah,
you know, just but real tired too. And when he gets stabbed, it like legit hurts him, while the girl can kind of take every hit because she's just young.
dude, I wish. I know it's because of like reasons doing
Hmm.
with the law, but I wish she got like more cuts and scrapes on her. And then you can like she can heal, so it's fine. It's not like damaging a kid. She can just heal. She's
Yeah.
just a mid brain. Uh I thought I was like that would have been really cool. Um I mean, what's interesting, she gets that one harpoon through her chest. But like I like the way that she does it. Her and Wolverine, when they get harpooned in this movie, they actually do different methods. She what's interesting is she just pulls it out straight through
Uh-huh.
and then cuts the rope. And then he literally snaps it and then just like pushes it out through his back.
Uh-huh.
It was like different different ways to deal with this harpoon, different characters. And I thought that was cool. Um but also Wolverine, I mean Logan looking at her doing those things, he's noticing that she has the same power set as him. He's like, "Oh, I get it. This is why I should take her to North Dakota, right? And
Hmm.
her mother's gone." And so he reluctantly wants to take her, but he's like looking for excuses why, like, "Oh, this is fake." Okay, see, it's coming from a comic book. It's coming from an X-Men comic book you have. This is not a real place.
Yeah, he realizes that after they do get away from those SWAT teams and all that, after that weird little limo chase scene past that train, they end up, what do they do? I think they get a new truck with the money that he has so they can make it up to North Dakota, but they, you know, do some shenanigans along the way, like stopping at a gas station where she rides a little horse for a little while. And
Yeah, cute moments.
yeah, she's just being a kid. And cool, give her cool little sunglasses, and then they get to uh the casino hotel where they end up staying for a little bit to hide.
It is. It's I feel like the little moments and the little details of this movie make it pretty good. Like I like the choice of sunglasses. She chooses cool sunglasses. I would choose those sunglasses. She's got a nice sense of style too. But also, it's like she's not had any exposure to kid life at all. She's been living in a lab for 12 years,
Hmm.
and this is her first thing, and she's gonna have this memory, like, oh, I'm on a horse, and she's about to destroy it when it's broken. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not broken; it just stops, and she's
it
like,
ran out of it.
"I'm gonna, I'm like, gonna get it." And like Logan's like, no, come on, just put the quarter in and it will continue.
I
She's
love,
also smart.
huh?
She's also smart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's very unique with like the things she does, but she never talks. She's just sort of like screams like a well, she's young. She's what, like 11 or 12, like you said. So
Yeah.
she just kind of screams at everything. And I love the way Logan, because I feel this way every time I read something, he has to put on like glasses and put them like real by his nose like this to read shit. And it just cracks me up when he's trying to just he's just an old man, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's fun to see this dynamic. Uh what's fun about this is there's a couple of stops on the way to this place. So we've got like the stop at this gas station, you get the sunglasses. You also got these people trailing behind. So they're about a couple of scenes behind them.
Hmm.
Like they go through a couple of scenes, and then you see, oh well, they're at this gas station now, trailing behind. They go to this really like this. They're on the side of the road, right? Because of these freaking auto trucks, which will happen. They're going to happen, and I don't like it. These auto trucks, they're not practical. You don't see what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think so. But that was right after, because that was after the Las Vegas hotel, right? When they were um in the hotel and they get tracked by that tracker, and um Professor X does that seizure moment where they're about to get attacked, and Logan
Yeah.
has to like claw his way into the elevator and up the
Oh yeah.
elevator.
Everyone's like frozen, and
Mhm.
only he and
The little girl.
this chick, he only they can move, but it takes a lot of pain. And I like the way that he stabs their brain. He
Yes.
stabs their brain. He's just like
Yeah, he
just right through their head, just
just
so
real
effective.
real efficient and effective. Just that's it.
Yeah.
That's
And
fucked up.
then and then just like get everyone, and then inject him with the anti-seizing drug, and then he anti-seizes, and then everyone just collapses. And I thought that was really cool. uh I liked that. It was satisfying to watch.
Yeah, and everyone like is fucked up from that except Logan and the girl and Professor X,
Oh
and
man, it was so sad seeing Xavier being wheeled away, and he's just dealing with everyone is just like, what happened? What
he's like,
was
"I'm
that?
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." He's all
Yeah, and
apologetic to it.
everyone's just on the floor, and just car crashes everywhere. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh man, I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Right. And now they're driving.
Mhm.
And now they're
And
on the road with the auto trucks.
yeah, this is what you were
And
saying where they were freaking him out, the auto trucks.
yeah. Yeah, the auto trucks, the freaking auto trucks, they suck at merging on lanes. So they merge them out of a lane. They're like, what the fuck? I would also be like that. What the fuck, auto truck? You just merged me off the road, dude. Um, and so you notice an auto truck did the same on the other side, but there's like horses running around, and they go to help. It takes Logan a little bit of convincing, but I like how Xavier is so nice. He's like, "We need to help them out," and he goes to help them, and it's implied that Xavier used his abilities to contact like to tap into the horses and control them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's like obvious because he can, read the thoughts of humans. Horses are fucking stupid.
I just imagine after all these years, he's probably being a professor tried to read animal minds, and maybe he's learned animal languages to where
Yeah,
he could,
maybe.
all these years, maybe he has.
That'd be cool. Like I was just thinking, like other animals can he control? Oh, is he in? Is he?
I don't know
It's like
because
it's a mental lasso.
it's not like animals speak the same language. You know what I mean? Like I think they
Yeah,
all speak different languages in their own thing.
yeah, yeah. It's like a specific body language means a specific vibe. It's
Or
like stay away from this.
pheromones.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Uh, so yeah, they're like, oh, how can we repay you? This family with the horses are like, oh, we'll invite you to dinner. Xavier's like, yes, we'll do it. Obviously, Logan's like, nah, dude. But they have dinner, and then Logan's like, let's go. And the nice family is like, you could stay over if you want. You know,
Worst decision ever, but yeah.
never stay planted unless you're ready to stay planted, or else your momentum will die. And it's just and death around you will happen. So you have to keep that momentum going. This is life advice, okay?
Great
But
advice.
also,
Great advice.
but also, frickin' Logan's like, fine, I guess I'll stay the night. And Xavier's having a nice moment with X-23, and he's laying in bed, and he's like, this is so nice. I had a great night. And as soon as he said that, I was like, you're dying tonight, Xavier. I've seen enough movies by now to know that that's a trope. Um, and and so there's two enemies. We've got these guys who pull up to
Hmm.
Logan and the father of the household,
Hmm.
because and what's interesting is like he's got some enemies. They're like shutting off his water. They're messing with his water supply. They're messing with him. I
Hmm.
guess to like try to get his land or something. Um, and they're like, "Hey, we're tough. We're big tough men,"
We're
and
white tough men. Yes.
and so they like try to mess with him, and I forget exactly because it's like so fast exactly like what happens, but I know that for a fact that they attacked Logan and the guy, and so Logan has to at some point use his claws, and they're like, what, and I'm like, oh boy, they're just driving off. But also at the same time, the other guy is coming after X-23, pull up to the farmer guy's house. And I'm like wondering, they caught the tracker earlier in the other car.
Hmm.
Where were they when they caught the tracker? What did they do with the tracker that they found? Did they
Yeah.
install their tracker? How did they find them at the farmer's house?
So they have that one mutant that was at the beginning, that kind of is allergic to the sun, and
Oh yeah, that guy. That's right.
he can
Yeah.
track
Okay.
mutants. He apparently he that's his one thing that he can track mutants. That's his
He can
mutant
track
power.
mutants.
Yeah,
Like
like he smells them.
oh, that's
Mhm.
weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I don't know why he's allergic to the sun, but he can track mutants. Very weird weakness and strength. Very very odd, but
Yeah. I think that
Well,
that is very odd. But they like kidnap him, and they're like, "Well, okay, we're gonna take me to them," and they get really sick of his pace because he's feeding them delayed information.
mhm.
Um, and so they're like, "We're gonna burn you if you don't give us the information right now of where they're at." Then they get the information, and then they drive there, and then I'm like wondering, uh it's by smell. If you could smell the pheromones, how do you get their exact GPS? Is he like
That's
a bloodhound?
I'm about to say, just for plot, I guess he's just that's what he does. He can get their scent and just find exactly where they're at. You know,
I'm
I
like, I mean, I,
convenient.
it is pretty convenient. That is very convenient. So
Hmm.
these guys come to the farmhouse, and they break in. It's the- it's like, hey, what's up? We're gonna get you, and all these guys are in the way. We're gonna kill them, and then they get murdered. And
They release the it's called X-24, right? Is that what they call it? Yeah.
yeah, everybody in that house gets murdered, except for Logan and X-23, and then X-24 is like, "Hey, I'm younger Logan,"
Yeah.
and then they fight, and it's a lot of stabbing, and that's like cool. But also, I like this fight scene, but I felt like, um, I felt uncomfortable with the idea that there was an X-24. I didn't like that.
What
I
made
don't
you
know why.
uncomfortable
I just
about
like
it?
I like Logan, like the OG guy with all the history.
Mhm.
I
He's
don't
just
know.
what, a mindless clone of him, so they're using them as soldiers, and I guess this one, well, it kills basically everyone there except Logan and X-23, and then those other farmer dudes that were mad at Logan show up, and they engage with the X-24 because they think it's Logan, and so they kind of get fucked up there too, but fuck it up. And then the black father, or the father of the household, he's black, but he ends up driving his truck into the guy that killed his family, but then is real mad at Logan for bringing this all up on him, but still dies in the end because he's wounded or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty intense scene to watch. I
Yeah.
felt sad. I was like, "Fuck, man! God damn it, Xavier!" And now you're dead too because
Hmm.
X-23 stabbed you.
Real
Um,
sad.
he insisted on staying, and guess what? He got death. X-24. What did I say earlier? I meant to say X-24. X-24 stabbed Xavier, and it made me sad.
Fucking bastard.
Well, they still have to go to Eden, and so he drives to Eden. He gets really drowsy on the road, and she's like, "Just go to sleep." Pulls off to the side of the road, and then she drives, and I wonder, how long are her legs? She's 12 years old. Okay?
Hmm.
She's half his height. I don't see I It'd be really dumb to have his leg just be there because then you wouldn't be able to switch between the brake and the gas pedal unless you have his foot always on hovering around the brake, and then he pushes foot while you need to brake. I guess that's a way to do it, but you're risking accidentally hitting his foot and hitting the brake, but that's better than the gas. uh I don't know what the logistics are.
Yeah,
How
it's
do you have a
very
12-year-old drive a car? I mean, I've seen videos of like 7-year-olds get in police pursuits because they're driving a car. Have you seen those?
yeah, they'll have like a little brother with them pushing with
Yeah,
their hands on the pedals or something while the other one uses the steering wheel. But I don't know how this worked here.
I don't know. I don't know. She's not particularly tall, but
Some
she ends up driving the rest of the way.
somehow they end up there. Grace be to the god or the mutant god or whatever. They get there.
They get there, and there's a bunch of teenagers, and I think they're preteens and teenagers.
Yeah.
And that's what I gather. They're just chilling, hanging out, and they have a whole pulley system, and it makes me wonder, wait, who built this base? Was it these 12-year-olds? Do they know how pulleys would work? I don't know. I don't
Well,
know. Like, I feel like you would need. I don't know what 12-year-olds are thinking of.
I think I
It-
learned about pulleys when I was in grade school, like 5th grade. You learn because it's a simple machine, a
yeah,
pulley, a lever, and then I forget what else. There's another one that's a simple machine. But yeah,
I
they
didn't learn that shit at all. I just in grade school,
like in science or
honestly,
something.
I just observed it from the world, and that's how I learned it. I just looked at it like, okay, that makes sense.
You're right though. I don't know how they would have built like these simple inventions here. They're not really carpenters, they're just kids and mutants.
Yeah,
I could see them knowing how to use it, but I don't know how they would have created it, you know.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, now they're just chilling up, hanging out, and get this, they're on a cliff, and it's cool. They should have just stayed on that cliff.
Nope.
They're like, we're in like a couple of days. We have to go through this. We have to go through this border. We have to go to Canada on this specific day. They never freaking explain why. Like, there is no explanation ever given, and I've been listening. My ears were perked open because I had that question when they said that line. Like, why do you have to go to Canada so badly? You could have literally just waited them out. Logan could have just chilled there forever, and you're on a freaking cliff, okay? They go to this spot, they find you. They end up finding him. You go to the spot, and wow, you found a cliff. How are you going to get up there? Is she really that important? Like, to them to climb a cliff? It seems like she is pretty important, but like, how would they get up there? Like, or they'd be like, maybe it's underground. Humans don't have the natural tendency to look up. You didn't know that. Now you know.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't.
yeah, that's why high vantage points are great. So they could have just stayed up there, but they're like, no, we have to go to Canada in this time window because who knows? And so they go through the woods, and lo and behold, guess who's there? The guy's trying to get X-23, and Logan's like, oh, I'm still hurt, but they gave me this medicine, and I'm taking this medicine, but I'm going to take all of it and inject all of it myself, and it will make me go crazy because I'm taking too much of this medicine. And he just comes behind them and just goes, ching, 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 ching,
Hell
ching,
yeah.
ching.
Takes the shit out of all that like
And that's
green
pretty cool.
green medicine and just fucking goes crazy.
Yeah. And then he's fighting against X-24. And X-24 he does nasty. He impales Logan on this log. And then he's out of this juice. So he's like, well, fuck. Also, okay,
It
I
is how
like
he
this.
is. Oh fuck.
Okay, here's okay.
Uh-huh.
What's fun is Logan is constantly just thinking about dying. He has this antimandium bullet. He's like, I just have it because one day I might want to use it on myself.
You never know.
Right.
Mhm.
And while he's sleeping, X-23 takes it. And I'm like, okay, she has the bullet. And then as soon as this fight scene started, I'm like, she's gonna use the bullet. It's the only way to stop X-24. And guess what? Use the bullet. But what's interesting, the head explodes. Did you see that? It
Hmm.
didn't go straight through his brain and heal around it and like make him lose his memories, like did for the other X-Men movie, where they use the same trope.
Hmm.
Uh, his head exploded. Is that the point blank nature? Like, what is different about these two instances?
I think yeah, it's the gun, the point blank nature, and then the caliber of the bullet. Like he made sure that it would like blow his fucking head off if he got close enough to himself. So yeah,
Yeah.
he knew what he was doing, Logan, when he made that bullet.
And guess what? He's now there dying, and she's like, "Lacry," and he's like, "Let me die," and she's like, "Lacry, no, I don't want you to die." And he's like, "Oh, so this is what it feels like. Oh, finally, I get it to die." And then he just dies, and then she buries him, and then they walk off into the woods, and then that's the end of the movie. I'm like, "What the fuck, movie? You you took me through a lot of emotional wreckage. I'm wrecked emotionally now. I feel so sad. Movie, why'd you make me do this? Of I guess if you wanted me to remember your movie, you did it. Good job. I remember a lot of your movie. Kudos to you. But my emotions are wrecked.
That's good. I think that's what it was going for with the whole father daughter thing, and then the Johnny Cash song at the end when it just said Logan and it just ended.
What would you rate this movie?
Rewatching it, probably like a 7.5. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I haven't seen a lot of the other Wolverine movies in a long time. I'd have to rewatch them, but it was good rewatching that one. And as a standalone movie, it's good.
I like this one. It's definitely people telling me this movie was like the best movie ever before I watched this movie. So came into this movie being like, "Oh, this is going to be great." And I think it is overhyped, but it is a strong, solid 7.8 out of 10.
I think so. And you don't have to like for me, I know you saw all pretty much all the X-Men movies, not pretty much all of them leading up to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And me I hadn't seen them in forever and I still enjoyed it. I didn't need to know a lot about Wolverine's past to enjoy the movie. So I think it's a good 7.5. But we do have a game here for you since you enjoyed
Ooh,
Logan.
games. Okay.
I like to call this strange villains and heroes since we're dealing with superheroes, supervillains. I wanted to show you. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong picture. That one. We don't know what powers this guy has. Um, but I'm going to show you a picture of a hero or a villain. I want you to name what their name is or what name you think they are, and these are official comic book characters from comic book universes. So
Okay.
we will get to the official next one. Do you know what this blue guy his name is or what he does?
That guy. What's his name?
Yeah, or what he does.
Uh, the polymath.
Pretty close. No, that's not close.
Oh,
Um, this is a hero known as the Dog Welder,
the
and
dog welder. What? Why?
yeah,
What is
it-
he doing?
okay. Get this: the Dog Welder, when he sees a villain, he welds a dead dog to their face.
When he sees a villain, he welds a dead dog to their face.
Yeah,
For what purposes?
this is a DC villain, or no, this is a hero. Actually, I don't know. This
A
is a
hero?
yeah, this is a hero.
I would not do this. This is so psychotic.
Dog
What
Welder.
the fuck?
No,
Okay. Like, does he keep the villains alive and he just welds a dog to their face? So what? For their like, wait, does he keep them alive?
I
First of
think
all,
it's like a mark. You know how the red S on a woman's chest to call her like a Scarlet or whatever. Like, I feel like it's a mark that he leaves on the villains so they know that they're bad guys.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, but what about What about the mugshot? You got a puppy welded to his
a
face.
dead dog. Yeah, I don't know.
A
I don't
dead
think he.
dog is welded to his face, and it's decomposing right there.
I didn't even know you could weld things that aren't non-metal. I thought you had to have metal involved, but I don't know.
You
That's
can burn it,
yeah.
I
The
guess.
the dog welder.
It's
This is
if you heat dog skin up enough, it turns into this goo, which is as sticky as horse glue.
oh, that's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's why he uses it. He's a
The
scientist. He would know.
here's the next this is a villain, the next one. Do you know who this is?
Autism man.
You know, there's gonna be a lot of those that look like the this criteria. This is Crazy Quilt.
Crazy. Yeah, his quilt pattern is crazy. What the
Yeah.
fuck is that?
Apparently he's a villain and he was blinded in his eyes so he can only see bright colors, which is why
Oh.
he wears bright colors because that's all he can see.
Oh.
Yeah. And he only deals with crimes like stealing bright colored things.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so weird.
I love comics.
Huh.
uh do you know who this lad is?
That guy?
Mhm.
Pollution man. He's here to stop
No.
pollution on the earth.
This is Matter Eater Lad. Do you know what he does?
He eats matter and he gets bigger and smaller.
He doesn't get bigger or smaller, but he can eat anything. He's kind of like a goat, so he eats. I think there was a comic where he was eating a fence so people could get through it.
Oh,
Yeah,
what does he do with the fence material?
he just eats it. He just eats matter. That's it. He could eat
Oh,
anything.
stomach acid is doing its work. Good job, stomach acid.
Well, his teeth too, and his jaw. Pretty
What
amazing
type of material do you have to have on your teeth to eat everything?
for real. But goats, I think, like eat. I always see them in cartoons eating like plates and shit. You know.
That might be a myth, but who knows?
Yeah, never mind. It's a cartoon. Why am I learning shit from cartoons?
You can
Next
learn
one
some.
here, you can. Do you know who this is?
This one, his superpower.
Or what his name is or what his superpower is?
He's a gay lord,
I'll give you that.
and his superpower,
Do you know a superpower?
he's spreading homosexuality across the universe.
That's pretty close.
He's a conservative's true villain, actually.
Fag boy. He's his name's Color Kid and he can change the color of anything.
Oh, that's a really cool. That's a cool power.
It's interesting, right? I don't know how that would save
I
you.
wouldn't need paint. I wouldn't need any of that shit. Okay. You know how much this would save a person on home improvement? He should
Oh.
charge for his services.
Yeah, he's more of an engineer than an actual hero. He's a helper.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
next
cool.
next hero here, and you're again same thing. What do you? Jesus, there's a lot of these. Uh,
Rainbow
Spectrum.
ones.
Yeah. No, that yeah. You got this going. What is it? Rainbow.
Rainbow gal.
Yeah, Rainbow.
Rainbow ho.
Rainbow. Rainbow Girl.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's a
Oh.
hero.
I didn't know I was correct on that.
Yeah, you were like, who's this rainbow girl? You're right. It's Rainbow
Oh,
Girl.
okay. I guess so.
You're absolutely right.
What's up with the rings?
She taps into, I wrote it down because had no idea, taps into a mysterious emotional spectrum of colors, resulting in unpredictable mood swings that give her powers.
She's got BPD to fuel her powers. Oh
That's
my god.
that's yeah, that's a hero from, I forget,
That's
DC.
cool.
Being a woman is just being a hero nowadays.
Someone tell this to who owns this? Who owns this?
I'm pretty sure it's DC.
Someone tell this to DC. Show this to James Gunn. Incorporate her.
Let's see, a couple more or three more here. Do you know who this dude is?
Android Man.
No.
Rock Man.
That's close. That's actually
Killer
close.
Man.
This is Stone Boy.
Stone Boy.
Do you know what his power
What?
is? Yeah, Stone Boy.
Is it being a stone?
Yeah, he just turns into a stone and can't move, but that's his power.
He can't move.
He can't
That's
move.
such a fucking bad. That's He turns into a hard plant at that point.
Yeah, he just turns into a statue, a stone, and can't be hurt, can't be broken, but can't move.
That has good uses and bad uses. I get it.
It's very
But
C tier, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's Stone Boy. I thought he was like he would just get stoned, like you just get high or something. I don't know. What I got here? Two more. Do you know who this is?
That chick?
Yeah,
Oh man, what's that art style? Is that from Voltron?
I think she's DC because she was with Aquaman.
DC? Okay. Man, they all have the same art style now. Like not all of them. Like three main art styles in entertainment I've noticed right now. This chick, her powers, she can swim and breathe underwater.
Do you know what creature she's named after? Can you guess?
A creature.
What's
An amphibian of some kind.
her name is just Dolphin.
That's not an amphibian. That's a mammal, actually.
Oh, okay. I hear though that dolphin vagina is the closest to a human vagina. Just trivia there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I hear.
I hear dolphins are very aggressive.
That too. I hear they're very smart, aggressive, and that their vaginas are very close to the human female, as well as a sheep. Sheep have vaginas close to female, I think.
Huh. Weird.
Good tip.
Anyway. Good tip.
Good tip. Life hack.
I'm mostly just interested in if she can do a dolphin call.
I don't know. I would assume so if her name's Dolphin, but I did not read that far into her. Last one here. Do you know who this is?
Whoa, that's Disco Chick.
Very close. Well, that's pretty much her power.
She can disco the night away.
Her name is Dazzler, and she can emit music into like power light beams. Pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. I like that. She's got a nice outfit.
People were wanting to say that they wanted to see her in Deadpool, like Taylor Swift play her.
Yeah, I think she could. She could do it.
I don't know. I think Deadpool's already going to be full enough, but I know what isn't full enough is people who can visit your links and spicy sites.
That's true. I do daily movie reviews at youtube.com/ASC Presents. You can request to do a movie review, request me to do an actual instead of like recommended in the comments. I do it fast track movie review request. Patreon.com/ASU Presents. Go to linktr.ee/Titsman or autisticbooze.com to find my spicy sites. Support the daily grindiness, and that's what it is.
Great, check her out, and check out my podcast. That's All Funny. Available anywhere podcasts are available every day. Just search That's All Funny. Podcast with my buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe. Talk about wrestling. Just check that out every Mondays. You can check this show out. It's on its own podcast platform too. Tits and Areolas with Mint Salad comes out every Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. ET on the YouTube, on the X, and everywhere else podcasts are available. Check out the Patreon. But I want to thank Mint Salad for being here. I want to thank everyone for listening. Don't poke your eyes out, and everybody stay safe out there. Take care. Thanks for listening.